Hey everybody, it's Chris from Chris Beat Cancer, and today I'm interviewing someone that I've really been looking forward to interviewing for some time. Her name is Sunshine Hook, and 3 years ago, her son Tyler was diagnosed with stage 4 medulloblastoma, that's brain cancer, and was treated and sent home to die. And today, he is alive and well and cancer free.
But they misdiagnosed him quite a few times because we went back a couple more times. And the third time, I think it was, they finally did a CT scan, um, and they found the largest tumor that was at the back of his skull. And then they had to biopsy the tumor and see if it was cancerous. And it just kind of took off after the biopsy, and they got the results back. Then it was a rush, and do something, we need to act quick. So when they biopsied it and found out that it was cancerous, um, they were pushing for us to go to St. Jude's because they said that was the best option for him. Um, and so he was kind of whisked away, him and my husband. They flew out to Lebanon to get more brain done to try to remove the tumors that could be removed by surgery.
How many were there?
I think there were 16 altogether.
16 tumors?
Yes, there was the biggest one, and then there were smaller ones, and then there was two on the spine that had traveled down the spine. They were smaller. Um, but yeah, there was quite a bit in his small little head. So of course we were very scared when, and we were very rushed, but we felt like the doctors had our son's best interest in mind. My husband went with him, and I stayed with the other children. We have 5 children total. Um, he went with him and did the brain surgery, um, and had radiation almost immediately after that. He had six. I actually have the protocol thing that he went through right here because I try to forget these details. Um,
Let me ask you this before you get into it. Were they able to remove all of the tumors or just some of them?
no, just some of them. A lot of them were in spots that were very dangerous,
I understand.
so they were only able to, do a little bit.
So they
I
took
think,
some tumors out, they did some
right,
radiation, and then they did chemotherapy.
right.
Okay.
And it was 6 weeks of high dose radiation and spinal, so it went all the way down his spine because they said that because he had the tumors that went down there, they had to radiate that area also. Um, so he did radiation with my husband there, and I stayed at home. And luckily, I had people send me websites like chrisbeatcancer.com to keep me company while I was at home by myself. While I was, as a mother, you want to do anything and everything for your child. Um, and you feel helpless when they get a cancer diagnosis because, I wasn't even able to be there with them when they went through radiation. So, um, I was busy studying up natural things while my husband was away with Tyler doing radiation, and it was really hard to say the least, to be away from them and to also know that they were going through this alone, kind of. I'm gonna start crying.
It's okay.
uh, it's just hard to talk about the
Yeah.
past, and when he went through the chemo, and um, I don't mean to jump ahead or get ahead of myself, but um, when he went through the chemo, he was supposed to do 7 months, and he was only able to do 5 months of the chemo. The fifth round almost took his life. It took away his speech, and um, and he just started going downhill. Like he had trouble breathing. They were giving him antibiotics constantly, saying that, just in case we're going to give him these antibiotics, just in case he has an infection, or just in case, it was always like pumping him full of antibiotics. I never understood that part. That's when he was sent home on hospice. They said there was nothing more they could do. The cancer was coming back, and they had already hit it with the strongest chemos they had. And that felt like an open door. I know it's the weirdest thing to say, but that felt like a door that no man could open, because now we could control things that I had been researching. And I had been praying the whole time that he was going through treatment. And I forgot to tell that I went up there when he was going through chemo. I was able to be there, thank God. But when he was going through that treatment, I just had to keep praying